Over the years, I've seen many lifters who struggle to build their biceps, and what's interesting to me is how most of them tend to have these 5 patterns. The first being overdeveloped forearms relative to biceps, which may or may not be a direct cause and effect relationship. Here's what I mean. If you take your deadlift from 405 to 600, yet never really emphasize curling motions, you will notice significant forearm gains. The same goes if your pulling volume in general is high. And what's interesting is that many powerlifters train in this exact fashion. And is it a coincidence that their bicep gains tend to not be as good? I can't tell you how many great pullers have difficulties curling 50-pound dumbbells. Yet there are thousands of gym bros who are often underdeveloped in other ways who can easily rep that out. And it shows when you look at their body. So an over-reliance on compound movements, because you're trying to be specific for a certain type of sport, will often result in bigger forearms as a side effect. But without having that matching emphasis on biceps, you're obviously going to have a lagging situation. And then when we consider the fact that a lot of these guys do direct grip work, it makes sense why the lower portion might be dwarfing the upper. And then we got to look at the actual form used, which I'll talk about later. So the culprit is not training enough like a bodybuilder. Very simple, yet so common. And that'll bring me on to the second point, which again ties everything together. An over-reliance on chin-ups. Minimalism has to die. It's enough. It's enough. I can't tell how many guys struggle because they listen to people who often reference novices as a guideline for when you're intermediate or advanced, as if we can still train the same way. Listen, you're talking to a guy who has a 165-pound chin-up. Think about how heavy that is. That's my 1 rep max. Yet biceps are my worst body part. My worst. So why the heck would you rely on a compound movement like that? Yeah, they're being activated. Yeah, it helps when you get some volume in. I'm never going to tell you to drop the movement completely and that it doesn't contribute. Yes, it helps. But for maximum gains, you have to curl, period, and discussion. This is why all of the best bodybuilders train this exact fashion. It's superior in every possible way. And even those who do calisthenics will tell you that they're still isolating their arms to a certain extent through doing ring curls and other little accessories that put more focus on the bicep directly. What you have to look at is not how strong you are at chin-ups, rather your performance on the strict curl. That is the true test of bicep strength. Go against the wall and we'll find out right away why you're struggling to make gains. And if you're torso dominant, this makes even more sense. You go do those chins, your back's gonna get absolutely massive and your biceps will often stay the same for years. So the solution is to do more curls, upping the volume and doing a bit more exercises. How about you do 2 curls per workout and train at least twice a week? I think that'll do you so much, my friend. And that'll bring me on to the next point, using garbage form, which is all too common when I go to local gyms. What's up with dudes swinging all over the place, bending their backs, not having the correct elbow positioning, feeling the biceps? It's like guys are just moving weights around. They're bringing the dumbbell from here to here, and that's it. And usually, they tend to emphasize more hammer motions than the actual supination type exercises, which can often result in a bigger brachialis and often brachioradialis, but the biceps tend to lag behind, which can be awesome for injury prevention. You're going to be very strong in that fashion, but you need to use good form. And the cheat motions, yes, can be employed, but as an addition to your program. It doesn't replace. The main exercise should not be a cheat curl. Instead, I'd recommend using the cheat and recover method that Scott Herman coined, where you include both, but the strict is still the foundation of everything that you do. Getting in your 10 to 20 sets going to failure, really destroying that bicep and not having other muscles jump in all the time. So if you have to, lighten the load a little bit and consider changing the variation or just get your form right. Maybe start doing more preacher curls and you realize that, oh, I've been screwing this up for a while. Maybe get yourself an arm blaster or just experiment. Find movements that work for you, that allow you to feel the biceps, get the maximum pump, and not turn on all these different areas. I know it's a lot with alternate curls, by the way, where guys are going to twist completely, you know? This ain't arm wrestling training, which again, further contributes to the form gains. Having your wrists all the way in all the time, that's specific for one area, but not for maximizing your bicep gains. So think about that. Now, the fourth point is never trying higher reps. I see a lot of guys doing 5x5s on barbell curls, which is pretty awesome. That's what Reg Park used to do. And it will get you gains. It's 25 total reps, though not as efficient to your classic 3x10 or even 5x10 setup, but I digress. If you're going to do that, why not try the other end of the spectrum, especially on cable movements? I think if you go beyond the 8 to 12 rep range, 13 to 20, it can often allow you to get more out of less weight and make your workouts more efficient. You complain that your curls are taking too long. You say you can't get a great pump or that you have joint discomfort. Okay, lighten the load, get on the cable curl station, get reps of 20 in, and you won't have to rest long either, man. 30, 60 seconds, you're ready to go, go, go. So it's fast, you're gonna get one of the best pumps of your life, and it's peak tension at the same time. And this will teach you how to push through the pain, because a lot of us don't have the right pain tolerance for biceps. That's when the bad form comes into play. You're going heavy all the time, then you start swinging, bending your back, doing all these things that take away from what we're trying to build. And in the case of higher reps, you have to maintain that strictness while enduring the pain. And that will do a lot for you, not only in terms of the physical, what's going on right now, but the mental. And long term, it'll be very beneficial. So give that a shot. And there's also a caveat to this. If you're going to be doing higher reps, you need to induce progressive overload, because that is also another problem that's connected. Guys do reps of 20, but they're lifting the same 20-pound dumbbells for years. If you're able to successfully get 20, 20, 20, increase the weight. Try 25 pounds. And maybe now you'll be getting 16, 18, 20. And that's fine. You're still in the range. Build up, increase the weight. Progressive overload always applies. It doesn't matter if it's an isolation movement or a compound. Sometimes the gains are already there, but you refuse to take that next step, which just keeps you stifled at all times. So don't fall into that trap. If you're going to do higher reps, do it right, endure, but also improve. And then the fifth and final point, which is completely optional, but it's just something I've noticed, is that people who have lagging arms in general tend to not include an arm day in their workout routine. Instead, they look for magical exercises, the next best thing. They're always researching all kinds of complicated methods instead of just having a basic little arm day once a week and just seeing how that works out for them. Not saying it's going to be a game changer. It could be. It can help you drive in some extra volume, especially if you want to hit them fresh or you don't have the energy to really destroy them at the end of your routine. I can understand that. Or you like the psychological element around it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea provided it's not hurting your recovery. So why not try something as basic as that? Pick some of the time-proven curls that have a great resistance profile that you know you can get stronger at. Mix in some different rep ranges and get your pump on. Get stronger over time. Sometimes the arm day is all you really got to do, even if you are making training mistakes. The fact that you have a dedicated day where your volume is high and you're getting stronger and you're fresh and you're able to put all your eggs in that one basket makes all the difference. So it can make up for other things that may not be on point. Again, it's not necessary, but why not give it a shot? I would definitely recommend it. Worst case, it doesn't work, but it'll still be a learning lesson and you can apply that to your regular training. You'll learn more about your arms when you really decide to specialize. And this goes for other goals as well. Strength training in general. You want to maximize your OHP? Get on a specialization program. That's when you find out which exercises give you the most carryover in the fastest amount of time. That's when you know what your weaknesses really are, what truly needs addressing. And the arms are no different in this way. So the solution is often simpler than you realize. You don't have to complicate everything. Just have a dedicated day like the Gym Bros, and it might just be all that you need. So with that said, I'm done rambling. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are other things you'd add to this topic. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section. And with that said, I'm done talking.